easiest grins possible, please. So welcome everybody, welcome. We should be live on Facebook. It says we're live. And this is, we always see these, don't we? Let me go to my own page.
No, but you see a lot of lost people going, I'm alive? Is it doing? They pull these weird faces and they're tapping at things and they don't know. Like, we're watching it going, bless them. Oh, we're those people now.
We're those people now, yeah. And we are live. And just as I looked, the captions on the page were going,
Oh no. Good luck captions, that's all I can say. Well, when I use them on anything, they don't make any sense at all. Probably better in Swahili than English. I speak way too quickly for the captions. Some of the words it comes up with are like, what is that? Yes. How are you?
Excellent. So we've set the AI caption bot a challenge. I love it. I love it. So welcome, darling. Welcome. You are my very first guest on Conversations With. And I'm so delighted. I'm so delighted. So you and I have known each other for a while through the land of the Book of Face. And
how or what? I don't even know. Like, I meet people now and they're like, I've known you for 10 years on Facebook. I don't even know why or how. Like, we don't know, do we? And some of them I don't know if I've met physically. I'm like, have I actually met you in person? Because some of the content that people put out is so clear that you think, oh, I actually feel like I have met that person. It's really weird. It's my whole life is you, or have I just connected with you online? I don't know. It's weird.
And that's the world we live in now, isn't it? It's kind of, you know, people come up to me at networking meetings or at events or whatever. Oh, hey, Jen, how are you? And I'm looking at them going,
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
About you as well, don't they? And I've done quite a lot of events this month, actually, more than I normally do. And they're like, how's this? And how's the house purchase? And how I'm like, wow, like, oh, I don't think I share much of my personal life, but I clearly do, because you know everything that's going on in my world. Either that or you're stalking me and you've got like some sort of hidden camera in that, which I don't think is the case.
Let's go with the former. Let's go with the former.
What are you doing with this for? What's this for then? What are you up to? Tell me and the world, I'm sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, my intention is I like talking with people, right? I just like talking with people, and I have these amazing conversations with people in my world, and nobody gets to hear them. And as well, I know some fascinating people in my world who may not be connected with my audience.
Okay.
And I want to share you with my audience. You know, I don't want to keep everybody all to myself. So yeah. And it gives me an opportunity to go into my performance mode, which I fucking love. So happy days.
So am I supposed to be in performance?
Okay, so I think we've got a bit of an internet connection issue, which doesn't surprise me. Yes, of course, it's been
there's been a lot of connection problems, hasn't there, this week?
There have, darling, there have. But we'll plow on. We'll plow on. So I personally have been fascinated by your recent or ongoing health and wellness journey. It's something that I'm really passionate about as well. So for people that don't know me, I was diagnosed when I was 29 with polycystic ovarian syndrome and insulin resistance, and being on top of my weight has been a bit of a lifelong journey. So yeah. So and it's a huge part of my work as well, in that looking after this and our physical bodies is so important. And I think that's why I wanted to talk to you so much, because I personally know, and I'm going to let you talk about it in a second, but I know, like, the mindset work that you do, your particular deep structure of NLP, as well as all the other amazing things you do, like climbing Arthur's Seat at the weekend.
Right. I still ache from that. I'm like, my body's going, what happened? Why did we do that? Like, it was amazing. I did cry at the top as well. I look like I did. In good tears though, like how far you've come, really. Yeah. So it's actually, oddly enough, Jen, today is a monumental day in my journey as well. So very interesting timing,
Oh,
because I've
really?
to get to a weight for what feels like 48 years. Well, it is probably that, in fact. I'm 53, so it was my birthday last week. And so last week we were in Edinburgh. So yes, we were doing lots of eating and drinking. And the Scottish people, I love them dearly, but they do like to fry things and they do like to drink. So it's an interesting challenge to eat healthily out there. So anyway, I didn't think I'd lose any weight last week, but this week I've been like, right. And I got on the scales this morning, and I'm 15 stone 3, and that's the weight I've been trying to get to, and not just by a little bit.
Congratulations.
And yes, it's a big deal. I've been trying to get there. I had a couple of months off of Mounjaro, so I'm on the GLP-1 medicated journey. Mounjaro, self funded, and prescribed online.
And if people don't know what that is, what is it?
GLP, so Mounjaro, there's a few different ones. You'll have probably heard skinny jabs, they call them, fat jabs, they call them all sorts of things. But basically, Mounjaro is the most popular one in the UK because it works on with the hormone receptors. So your body naturally produces GLP-1. Your mind, sorry, not the body, the mind stimulates GLP-1 production, and there's different hormone receptors all over the body. So I'm not an expert on this. I'm not a doctor. I've just done a lot of research, and I have a lot of people messaging me. And so GLP-1 medication, what it does is it triggers your brain to create GLP-1, therefore turning off the leptin, which is that the ghrelin, which is I call it growling, which is that hunger, like, you know, when you're like, you know, Hank Marvin starving, proper like hangry. So it turns off, and then it turns up the leptin, which tells you you're full. So that's essentially how it works. And it also regulates your blood sugar. So you talk about insulin resistance. So there's a few other things it does as well. So it brings down inflammation. It's, you know, there's lots of evidence and lots of clinical trials and studies over the last 20 years where they've been prescribing this for people with type 2 diabetes to bring down and to regulate their insulin levels and help them to lose weight. So it's very well used, very well documented. Of course, grown up over the last probably 2 or 3 years online, where people like me who have had a lifelong battle, and I mean 4 decades of trying to lose weight. So this is my own opinion. I believe that not everybody has the food noise that's created by the lack of GLP-1, because the body works properly. Like, if you haven't eternally dieted and all of a sudden you just put on a bit of weight and you want to lose it, this is why a lot of people are like, just do it, eat less and move more, and you know, you need more willpower.
Oh, if only you'd thought to try that in the last 40 years.
Hopefully, eat more than chocolate. Somebody said that to me once. I was like, oh yeah, if only when you're chemically stimulated, it's a bit like when your blood sugars are low, your brain is said, go and get some sugar. Your brain says, go and find sugar. And I do suffer with hyperglycemia, because anyway, that's another story. So you can't resist your own chemical reaction in your body. It's a bit like when you're scared. Calm down. No, the autonomous nervous system is already activated. We're already
just calm down. I mean, just take a deep breath.
In fact, it makes you want to smack somebody in the face to get rid of response, right? So we can't work against your own chemicals. So there's that going on. And I truly believe there's a massive link. And I've been doing lots of my own research, and also because I'm AUD-HD. So when you put the neurospicy in here, we've already got brain chemicals that are different. And a lot of the people that get the food definitely got ADHD. So I'm not diagnosing anybody in the internet here, but I know I've got ADHD, and I know that a lot of the clients I have in my Mindset Reset Club, where I help them, people with weight loss and fitness, and getting their mindset for weight loss for life rather than just losing weight. And there's a massive difference. They have that. So that's a chemical thing. So there's number one. But also working alongside that is the reliance on food for emotional needs. So I was, you know, I don't know if anyone knows me, if they've been following my story, but when you have something happen in your life, you have to cope with it somehow. And some people will have a coping mechanism of alcohol, some might smoke, take drugs, gamble, shop, sex,
all of the above.
Yeah, I mean, so and depending on what is available to you, i.e. you'll follow what your parents did, or what someone around you's done, or what you've seen on the internet, which is what we've got now, you will then pick up the thing that creates the dopamine in your brain and makes you feel safe. So that is essentially what happens. And when I I was 12, I was bullied really badly through school, and I learned to eat. It was safe in the canteen of the school. So when I go back to that, it took me a while to find it though, years and years ago before I did what I do now. Probably part of the reason I do what I do now. I didn't understand why whenever I was stressed or emotional in any way, and actually it grew up to be any emotion, not just when I was stressed or felt like I was in danger, could be when I was happy. Whenever I had an emotion that wasn't a flatline emotion, food has been the answer for everything. And so consequently, that's grown up with me since I was 12 and I'm now 53.
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
And we're so conditioned as well, aren't we, for food? When you're feeling sad, have some food and a cup of tea. When it's your birthday, celebrate, eat cake.
Absolutely. There's even an emoji that I use daily, and every time I put it, I think shouldn't be encouraging people to eat cake. But it starts, if you think about it, it starts when a baby cries. What do? We feed it. So it starts from early on.
Yeah.
Of comfort. So with the comfort and food go together. Oh dear, you've fallen over. Rub it better. Here's a biscuit.
Yeah. Right. So I wonder, is there a feeling of creating safety with food as well? So I noticed this in myself, as a highly spiritual person. I'm brilliant at when, fear hits, I'm really brilliant at leaving my body, energetically. And actually, I learned that eating was a very grounding thing to do and made me feel kind of earthbound, if you like, and safer. Is that something that you've experienced?
Then I'm a spiritualist myself, 25 years of development circles. And also there's a lot of ritualistic stuff around foods and offerings to the land, etc., around food. And also a lot of us are disconnected to our body. Like I know when I disconnected from mine, I can literally pinpoint when. And so being grounded in our body is really hard. So there's loads of somatic work, and that's what yoga and all that sort of stuff is about. But most of us are disconnected. And I truly believe I was disconnected to my body until about a year ago. That's a true story, where I kind of thought, oh, hang on a minute, my spiritual practice is off the chart. My mindset, my mental health, I breezed through lockdown, no problem whatsoever. My physicality, though, I basically ignored it. I've just been there were two separate entities. My body's one thing, and it lets me down, and it hurts, and I don't like how it looks, and it was almost like a separate part of me. But the rest of me is brilliant. I love the rest of me. The rest of me is phenomenal. I'm a great person. I'm a great human. I change lives. I'm brilliant. I'm a spirit. I'm connected with my purpose. But then this body was almost like the thing I was dragging around behind me. So I get it completely. And of course, we are spirit in a human incarnation, aren't we? That's my belief anyway. So my body being important, because without it I can't really stay here in the same way. Like some people to see me when I've gone, my wife and I will still be connected even when we're not physically alive, because we're both spiritualists. But the work I need to do, I need to be grounded in this lifetime. So my body has become way more important as I've got older.
And I think we've been so educated, haven't we, that we'll treat our mind over here, our physical body over here, our emotions, and think, well, it's just in the main. And obviously I'm massively oversimplifying things. So how did you start to heal the relationship with your physical body, having identified, okay, I can, all of this bit in my life is amazing, all this big stuff is amazing, but over here, what were the steps that you took to heal that relationship with your body?
I think it starts with understanding that I wasn't in my body. That it's a bit like when you go to AA and they say you've got to say you've got a problem. So understanding that actually my brain can do anything, I can do anything. Oh, but my body, I can't. I'm struggling to even get out of a chair at 19 stone 10, and I'm 5'3". So that separation became really apparent, and I'm like, oh. And I was stood on a stage when it really happened, Jen, middle of last year, early last year, and I was stood on a stage, and everything about it was amazing, apart from I was so physically uncomfortable. Not I was scared what I looked like, although that possibly was part of it, unconsciously. But I physically was struggling to stand in one position. I'm a public speaker. I've been trained as one, to stand in the way I knew I needed to stand. So all of a sudden it was like, oh, you need the body. So that it was like, I need my body. It was like a really weird moment of, yeah, you've got to sort your body out, because otherwise your brain can't do what it needs to do, and your spirit can't do, your energy can't do. You have to have the body. You can't ignore that bit anymore. And I think I was blissfully ignoring it. So the decision, your question is, how did I start? just deciding. The decision was, oh, you can't live in this body anymore. This body does not represent who you are anymore. It probably represented me 20 years ago when I went through a lot of trauma. I lost both my parents within 8 months of each other. I had a lot of, I've had a lot of people have had a lot of trauma, right? I don't sit around going, oh, that's because of that. But there was a lot of reasons why my eating, do I call it an eating disorder? Probably. It was very disordered at the time, where eating went off the chart. A lot of the ways I needed to cope more when I had more to cope with. Worse and worse. And it no longer is, oh, I'll have a chocolate bar. It's, I'll have 3 of the massive ones and then be in a coma. Like, it's like, you know, so there's a whole load of coping. So understanding the behavior, being able to unpick it. You know, I train and certify coaches. So luckily I've been surrounded by coaches this year that I trust and know are incredible.
Right.
Go, oh, does that mean I'm fortunate? I'm not fortunate. I've created it, right? I've created being surrounded by incredible people who can change lives. So they've been really instrumental. And it started with me deciding and understanding. And then on coach training sessions, we didn't have a demo bunny. We didn't have somebody that had a problem. So my coaches were near the end of their sessions, like I run it for 12 anyway. And they were nearly finished, and there was no one for them to practice a certain process on, an NLP process. And so I was like, oh, we practice on me. I've kind of got this thing with food. It just kind of came out of my mouth. Oh, cue me on video, Jen, in the middle of my own training, crying like a 12-year-old, crying like a 12-year-old, realizing the impact of the decisions I'd made and the ways I'd chosen to cope, and actually realizing I didn't need to do that anymore. Like, chips are not really that safe. They were then, they were really safe. Hot dog and chips was the safest thing on the planet for me then, because I just needed to get to lunchtime and get to the cafeteria, I call it lunch hall. Whereas that's not the true anymore, but I still am running that pattern. So undoing that pattern was how I started, that first pattern, and then all the other patterns that I'd put on top of it, which is how mindset works.
Yes.
And I'm not, please know, they're still like, oh yeah, you just ate a biscuit and you didn't even know you'd eaten it. Like, oh, what was that about? Okay, what's that? Absent mind stuff. So it's not until we make the unconscious conscious that we can heal it or even understand it or decide or make a choice. So, and I think it's a long journey for all of us. I don't ever believe healed, fixed, okay. We're all okay, but you know, we're always learning. There's always something that will trigger us into a behavior. So job for life.
Always. Yeah, it's like, you know, the invitation arrives through the door, doesn't it? Even though you didn't ask for it. Here it is, working on this now.
Officially 63 pounds lighter and at least 3 dress sizes smaller, which is still a bit of a shock to me, because I order stuff and it comes and I'm like, oh, it doesn't fit, it's too big. Like, like that kind of, you know, people talk about body dysmorphia. This video is probably not going to be published anywhere because I've used loads of buzzwords that I feel quite sure the algorithm hates, so who knows. But yeah, there's lots of people like, oh, I still look in the mirror and see a size 24, and that hasn't been the case with me, because I've been doing that mindset work in my group and with my clients, and my coaches have been doing it with me, so that now 15 stone 3, size 18, maybe 16 top, is now my normal, and that's not where I want to be though. So whereas when I've lost weight before, it's been like, oh, you know, I've got to a size, you know, I know 20, and I've gone, oh, I feel better and my knees don't hurt anymore and I'm sleeping okay. And then I've kind of just just kind of, you know, it's just phased, and then before I know it, I'm gaining weight. Whereas this time it's not like that, because I'm doing the inner work.
Right. There you go. And that just fit, you know, I think this is partly why I wanted to bring you on here and talk about this, because that has been such a pivotal piece of your journey, I think.
Everything.
Yeah, because, you know, I know there are, when you've tried everything and whilst you know there's nothing wrong with you, you are starting to feel like there's something wrong with you, even though intellectually you know there isn't.
Not starting to. I felt like it a long time. So bear in mind what I do for a living. Like, and I remember saying to me, well, this is true. Somebody said this to me about 5 years ago. Well, you can't be a very good mindset coach if you can't even you can't even control food. And it really, like, I mean, it can only trigger what's inside of you. And I was like, well, you're right. I was like, I can achieve anything, and I've achieved incredible things in my life. How can I not lose weight? And then I realized the weight's not the problem. The weight is the outcome of the real problem.
Yeah.
Losing weight, gaining weight, putting on weight, food is not the problem. It's how we're using it emotionally. So you've got to deal with the root cause problem of everything. It's like if you've got a tooth, you know, taking the tooth out, it could be the solution, or it could be finding out what's causing the tooth to fall out. That's the problem.
Right.
Is to make the problem feel better. So there's a lot, you know, the It's just basically taking a painkiller. It's just taking away the weight, so the rest of the world doesn't see that you've got a problem with food. But if you don't heal it, it's not healed. It does not go away. It sits in the background and can reoffend at any time. Same with a lot
I love that, reoffend. I love that.
And it
So
will.
right, I agree with you. So I've got this really interesting perspective. Now, my clients and audience know that I do this. So I had that golden invitation arrive through the door with a colon infection, which was suspected bowel cancer. And because I know, right, because I'd lost my dad to bowel cancer and there's tons of cancer in my family, all the alarm bells were going off. And I did have a precancerous polyp removed. But of course, on that journey, so that's all the factual scientific bit, right? That was when that golden invitation arrived for me, a bit like you. I've done the coaching, the NLP, I get the mindset and the spiritual path. I'm so connected and, such a great relationship now with myself, my inner child, etc. But not a great relationship with my physical body, my home, my house. And so I started having conversations with my body. I literally had a conversation with my colon. Obviously, what else would you do, right?
So people think we're absolutely crazy, right? This is where they were going, what is going on, these two women?
What the fuck? But so bear with, listeners, bear with. There's some logic to this, as well as the clairvoyant type of activity here. So for me, it was the NLP perspective. So when, for example, working with NLP, when we disassociate from whatever's going on and we can put, a shape, a color, a size, a temperature, whatever to it, then we can start moving it and it becomes malleable and hopefully we can move it on. So for me, being highly clairvoyant, I'm able to visualize all of that. And I know a lot of creative people and ADHDers also have that real awesome natural ability to imagine and see pictures. Yeah. So I went and started the conversation through pictures. I put my hands on where I perceived my was, right? Like, where is it? Down there somewhere. I don't know. And I asked it what it needed. So I just wonder if, and then when I was diagnosed with melanoma, I did exactly the same thing. I went and had a conversation with my melanoma, affectionately now known as Melody. And so, from that NLP perspective, your deep structure, I wonder, how the batshit bonkersness of having a conversation with your body sits with you.
All the time, yeah. I converse with, we call it, there's lots of different processes, I'm sure you know them, but for anybody that's listening, the control room, the part of your brain that controls every part of you, your metabolism, your desquamation, how your cells reproduce, every part of you is controlled by the unconscious mind, the autonomous nervous system. So actually being able to tap into that, and you have to be able to, you have to learn how to do that. And it's not just a case of just asking, although you probably will get signs, we get signs anyway. When people say, oh, I keep getting migraines, I'm like, okay, what's it telling you? And they're like, well, I don't know, but I have to go and lay in a dark room. I'm like, okay, that's what it's telling you. It's time to, if we can change the pattern so that it'll give you something else. So I used to get migraines when I was younger. And I did this, I've been doing this naturally, even before I learned NLP. And I've learned now how to get a different symbolism from my brain when I'm doing too much screen work or I'm watching too much TV or anything, is I get a twitch, which is way less painful than a migraine. So when my right eye starts to twitch, I'm like, okay, we've got a deal. So as soon as the right eye twitches, I switch off everything, go for a walk, do whatever. If I continue, then you've got every right to give me a migraine because you're complaining that my brain is overloaded, right? So that's the way the brain works. That's the way the mind works. So it's the same with anything. So, when you're talking about your golden invitation, if you like, it's telling you something. When we get thirsty, it's the body telling us we haven't got enough fluid in us. There's you know, unconscious clues we get all the time. But so because of that, we can use them, we can change them, we can shift them, as you said. But I had a little pattern that I used to have that I've got out of the habit of. And when I say a pattern, you're going to love this. So for I reckon about 7 years, when I was trying to lose weight previously, when it was an attempt rather than success, which is what it feels like now, every year to fall over and sprain my left ankle. Pretty much every single time my fitness got better, when I could walk further, or I started to try and run, or I went and started to enjoy aerobics classes, or whatever I was doing to improve, I would fall over and cause this problem until the last time. And the last time I was facilitating teaching NLP in London, and we went off for lunch break, and I was having an amazing time. And somebody had just coached me, as in their practice session, around fitness. And this is what happened. I walked to the sandwich shop down the road. All sandwich shops are available. I shan't mention any. And on the way back, I tripped over in the middle of a cobbled street. I was in Tower. Tripped over, and my ankle, I heard it go. I was like, oh shit, that's bad. And I laid on the floor, and a taxi driver stopped and picked me up like a little old lady. I was like, oh fucking. This was like, I don't know, 7 years ago, I reckon it was. And he sort of plonked me, and I was very overweight, of course, plonked me on the wall, and I was so embarrassed. And I sat there for a minute. And in that moment, you know, you talk about decisions. I was like, okay, you've got two decisions here. You're either, you've got a problem, you've got to walk back probably about half a mile. How are you going to do this? Are you going to allow this? Is this what's going to happen? And I was like, okay, you can either sit here and cry and feel sorry for yourself, or you can do something about it. And I sat, I don't know how long for, I reckon it was about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, talking to my ankle, talking to my unconscious, talking to my fear-based part of me. So the parts work, which you're talking about, and helping my body to understand what my ankle needed to feel like. So rather than focus on the pain of my left ankle, I focused on the clarity and the beautiful feeling of my right ankle for about 20 minutes. And I was saying the whole time to my unconscious, you need to feel the same as that one. That one, they need to feel the same. They need to feel, this is what I do want. You know, in NLP, we focus on what we do want, not what we don't. Everybody's focusing on pain and problems and what they don't want.
Fix it.
Like what you focus on, you know, so that's what I did. And after 20 minutes I was like, okay, so we're all good then. So I had like the unconscious sway, if you like, and I got up and I walked back to the session as if nothing had happened. And I know that some really bad stuff had happened, because I heard, you know, when you hear that crunch, like something had gone. And you know what, I was sat there thinking, it's healed now, and it's never happened again since, Jen. So yeah, that's the power of it really working.
What an awesome story. Thank you for sharing that.
That's when I connected with my body, Jen. Thank you for that. I didn't realise.
You're welcome. You're welcome, but it's so powerful. But right, so I was sat on a beach having a conversation with my colon. Most obvious fucking thing in the world to be doing. So, and it is, though, you just don't realise in those moments. But I love that. And what I realised actually, as you were sharing that awesome story, is the proof and the evidence that we are our own powerful healers. And also because it's new moon today as well, and new moon is all about intentions, new beginnings, right? And
you mean the Libra, so it's a big time in 3 years,
right? Then it's that time that a lot of us make perhaps new commitments, decisions, goals, intentions, dreams, desires. And I was like, yeah, everything you're talking about there, that is the scientific almost way of describing how to manifest. It's not focusing on what you haven't got. That just fuels more of what you haven't got.
No one loves me. My friends hate me. Why does nobody want to be in my life? Why am I never lucky? God, why haven't I got any money? I mean, this is what you hear all day long. I'm like, because you keep asking for it. Like, your body is focusing on all that shit you keep saying you don't want. Focus on more, and feeling more loved and confidence and being happier. Wake up every morning. And I've had somebody say to me on TikTok, actually, of course, oh, it's all right for you because you wake up happy because you're really successful. I'm like, no, it's the other way around. I'm successful because I wake up and I have the intention that it's going to be a good day, and whatever happens, I'm going to deal with it. Not every day, but I work on the 80-20. You know, there's some days where I'm like, it can all fuck off, honestly. That is, I mean, I do, you know, I'm not perfect. No one is. But 80% of the time, it's like, I can manage this. I can handle it. What are the solutions I need today? These are the questions I will ask. Who do I want to be today? What do I want to make of today? Like, if today was the last day, like, will I be proud of myself today? Or am I just going to... And yes, if that means sitting and watching Netflix all day, then happy days. Like, that's what I've decided. Because once you're in a position of choices, you can't be a victim.
Yes. And that is it, isn't it? It's the choice, knowing that you have a choice. And, you know, I'm almost like, and by the power of Vivienne's right ankle.
That's build itself. That's exactly what it happened. It's weird, as we're having this conversation, my left ankle is throbbing, as much as say, yes, remember, we could be here at any time. No, you can't. No, the right ankle is the one that rules. Thank you very much. So it's curious.
But that throbbing reminding you how powerful you are when you have choice, set intention, commit to it.
The power of the unconscious mind, because it's a bit like, say, oh, don't think of a yellow elephant eating a strawberry yogurt. The brain will try and think of whatever your, you know, whatever presentation. And as soon as you start to, do you know what I liken it to? When, you know, when this is my teens talking now. You know, when you're out on a night out, when I know you used to drink a lot, you know, binge drinking.
Vaguely. I can vaguely remember that.
And I used to go into the toilets and there'll be a girl in there throwing up, right? That noise and the smell.
And it was a long time ago.
And I, before I knew it, within seconds would be dry heaving. Now, I'd gone into that toilet not feeling sick at all, feeling completely well. The power of suggestion of sick would make you feel sick. And I've got very strong power of suggestion, which is good. And if I can use it for good, it's good. When you're in a car and someone says, oh, I feel a bit sick, can we open a window? And I'll sit there and think, do I feel sick? And the more I start to think about them feeling sick, the more I think, shit, I feel a bit sick as well. So this is the power of the unconscious mind. We really can. We've only got to think of food we like and our mouth will water. We have ultimate choice over how our body operates. We really do. Now, I'm not saying if someone cuts off your left leg that you can make it grow again, although
people do it, yes.
People have all sorts of weird, different, wonderful things happen with their body, but fascinating. It's a fascinating subject of which some people are like, no, the people that want to stay in that thing, no, I've got a bad arm. And you're like, yeah, no, what is it though? What is that? What is it? Like, what is it? Yeah. What's happened? Nothing. I've just got a bad arm. No, it's something. Like, just ignoring it and taking painkillers isn't going to fix it.
No. La la. I think there is this, what I perceive, and I notice this so much, I certainly observed it in myself, but I notice it in every single one of my clients on a spiritual journey with me, is that we start to awaken and remember and recognize and switch on to how powerful we are when we choose to lead and choose to lead ourselves. And I think it terrifies us.
My brain's just Alphaba. I don't know if you're a Wicked fan. I'm a massive Wicked fan. Alphaba. She does the Defying Gravity. She's the Green Witch. That whole, like, oh, I can't do magic. This thing keeps happening. I don't know what to do with it. It's a pain in the ass, until she realizes the power of her magic and she allows it fully. And then she's full of power, right? And she's fully.
Right.
I'm Alphaba. Yeah. I'm just the not green version of her.
You're the sparkly version. And I think, but it is that when we realize we can heal ourselves, which is an incredibly powerful thing to do, I think we shit ourselves. I think it's like, oh my God, well, if I can do that, what if I destroy the world by accident? Whoops.
But also, it means that the reason that people are scared of it, Jen, this is my belief, I don't know if you agree, is that that means that we have allowed ourselves to not have that. Like, once we realize, oh, actually, I can change this, it's that, oh, but I've lived with this for 30, 40 years. I could have changed it all along. It's like, oh, like you had the power all along. That little meme of Dorothy with the heels clicking together. So some of it is regret, or, oh, if I change it now, oh, what does that mean the rest of my life has meant? And
who will I be?
Yeah, we need to believe our belief system, and our belief system will have to change when we change what we're capable of. And that is why a lot of people don't ever do it, because it's too much. They can't deal with it.
Too difficult. Yeah. Wow. Do you know, Dunning, I just think on that profound golden nugget of genius, I will ask you one last question. Is there anything that you have got coming out or is out available right now if somebody wanted to work with you?
Where do you begin?
All
Loads of
the
stuff.
things. All the things. Well, drop them in the drop if you've got some links and things. I mean, talk about it, but also drop some links in the comments.
Well, yeah. I mean, if somebody's on a weight loss journey, whether they're using medication or not, I don't really care. The medication is just a tool, the same as eating protein is a tool. You know, there's my Mindset Reset club. We run 2 sessions each, or I run 2 sessions each month. Group sessions are amazing. The transformations going on with those women are just. Men are invited as well, but none are there for some reason. Men are scared of me, I think, apparently. I don't know why. I have no idea, but they.
Well, yeah. It's a mirrored reflection, right? Like what I see in you, I'm scared of in myself.
Oh, bless them. Maybe that. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject, probably. So yeah, there's that. So you can book a free call with me if you want to chat through anything, and it is a free call, a coaching call. So it's not a sales call. It is literally whatever your challenge is, and you don't understand. It's all the things we've talked about. You know, I feel like I've got a social responsibility. If I've triggered someone with something I've said, that please do book a call with me and I'll help you work through it. And it's very quick, you know, when we're using NLP and coaching. So that's completely free. It's my give back. I'm in service before I'm in business, Jen, and I think you're probably the same. So yeah, if somebody needs that support, I'm always going to be there. You can't have full-blown coaching with me for free because I've got to pay my rent, but I can definitely support you in that moment to get to your next moment, basically. So yeah, and there's all sorts of other things. And if you want to become a coach and change lives, then enjoy my coach certification, which will make you a best-in-class, world-class coach.
And
if
our conversation hasn't been one fuck off massive advert for how awesome coaching is, I don't know what is.
No,
and NLP.
For learning, aren't you? I think, who was I before? I almost look at that version and go, bless you. I look at my version of myself before I understood myself, going, bless you, you were just trying your best. You couldn't, yeah, you didn't know. You just didn't know.
Exactly
what was going on. You just carried on with the same shit, having the wrong people in your life, not being successful, being bad with money, like all the stuff that I hear out in the world. It's like, you can heal it all. You just got to want to and believe you can and find the right person. So yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Good.
And that community.
Amazing. I mean, we literally could do this all day. I mean, if somebody threw a subject at, maybe someone should throw a subject next time when we do it again. I don't know. It's great.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm seeing like a whole 24-hour tag. Anyway, my creative brain goes off on one.
I don't know about you, but I haven't got this up on anything. So there are probably comments if anybody's even watching us. Who knows? We've had a lovely time.
I have been watching. I have been looking on my phone, which is on my eyes keep disappearing. I haven't seen any, but that doesn't mean that they're not there.
Put hashtag replay just for our ego, really, if nothing else, and just to know that this has been 40 minutes that you've enjoyed as well as us. Lovely.
Exactly. And if you've watched on the replay, bloody well done for staying with us. Thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you.